What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest drone from Potensic. The one that we have here today is called the Potensic ATOM. Now a few months ago I've also tried the Potensic ATOM SE drone, and this one, the one that we have here today, is basically the upgraded version of that one. So everything about this one is basically better than the previous model, but the biggest change is the fact that the camera on this drone is now sitting on a 3-axis gimbal. This is very important because now it doesn't matter if it's windy out, if the drone is flying on an angle, the footage will always be nice and steady. So very important whenever you are recording footage with a drone. The maximum recording resolution from this drone and its camera is 4K at 30 frames per second, and all the footage that you're gonna be seeing throughout this video was recorded in 4K at 30 frames per second, and it hasn't been modified in any way. Also, very important to note, this drone weighs under 250 grams, so you're not gonna have to register it before flying it. But definitely check out the regulations before flying the drone, because the regulations may be different depending on your location. Now, since I have the drone on, you can actually see the gimbal in action, so it doesn't matter if the drone is moving left, right, up, down, the camera basically stays nice and steady. And of course, when you are flying, that's gonna be very important. I just wanted to show you how that actually works. Alright, let's start by doing a bit of an unboxing, just so I can show you what comes in the box with the drone. And I also got the Fly More combo. The Fly More combo basically brings you a couple of extra batteries and a charger for those batteries. So now I have a total of 3 batteries and a fast charger for those batteries. So I can charge all 3 in about an hour and a half. On one battery, the drone can fly for about 32 minutes, but of course that will depend on the wind conditions, how fast you're flying and so on. But you should be able to get about 30 minutes without any problem. Alright, so the drone comes in this box right here, and inside the box you're basically gonna find everything you need so you can start flying right away. Inside the box you're also gonna find this carrying case. Basically everything fits in this carrying case. The controller, the charger for the 3 batteries, the drone, the cables, the spare propellers, everything basically fits in here. So you're just gonna have to take this with you whenever you go out. In that carrying case, you're also gonna find a variety of cables, so you can basically connect any phone to the controller. So this is the controller. Of course, this comes in the box. We have antennas here. The joysticks here are also removable, so you can also remove the joysticks to make the controller a bit smaller. However, the controller actually fits in that carrying case as it is, so you don't actually have to remove those joysticks. So basically the phone connects to the controller just like this. This can probably fit a small tablet as well, maybe like an iPad mini, and then the cable connects to the controller here, then the controller connects to the drone. So very easy to use. And of course in the box there you're also gonna find some user manuals. We have some spare propellers, as I mentioned earlier. We have some replacement screws, so if you wanna replace the propellers here, if you crash the drone or something like that, you can easily replace these. So everything you need is in the box, including a 64 gig SD card that was actually inside the drone. The batteries are located on the back of the drone here, so you can basically pull on them like this. There is kind of like a clip on the back here, and that's how you remove them. It takes about a second to remove this and replace it with another one that's charged. And as I said, you get about 30 to 32 minutes on one battery for flying time. The drone itself is mostly made out of plastic, like most drones out there, and of course this is a folding drone as well. So this is how easy you would basically fold this. It takes about 10 seconds to do, and the same to unfold this. So that easy to unfold this. Now, the drone also comes with a protector for that 3-axis gimbal. You have to remove this before you power on the drone and before you fly this. So remove this carefully. You basically don't want to damage that 3-axis gimbal. And at the bottom here we have the power button and 4 LEDs. Those LEDs will basically show you how much battery the drone has. To power this on, you basically press that once and then you press it the second time. So kind of like this. And then you hold it pressed for the second time, and then the drone powers on. We also have an LED right here on the back. It's gonna make it easier to see the drone, mostly if you're not flying during the day. And at the bottom here we also have some sensors. I'm assuming those sensors are used whenever the drone is landing. Now, of course, this drone also connects to a variety of satellites. So first of all, it's gonna stay nice and steady. Whenever it's hovering, it's gonna stay in the exact same position. I was actually quite surprised to see that even if it's windy, it doesn't seem to move from the place it's hovering. So it stays nice and steady, but also very important, it can fly back to the location where it first took off. So for example, if it gets disconnected from the controller, if the controller's batteries die, for example, or I don't know, you drop the controller in water, basically the drone will fly back to the location where it took off and then it will land by itself. So yes, it does have that feature like most drones these days. As for video transmission and range, so basically you're going to be able to see the footage on your phone, the footage that the camera sees right on your phone through the controller. The manufacturer says that you can get up to 6 kilometers away. Now, I haven't personally tried to see how far the drone flies because based on the current regulations where I am located now, you always have to be able to see the drone with your own eyes. So up to 6 kilometers of range, but I'm assuming that's going to be under ideal conditions. Realistically, you're probably gonna get about 2 to 3 kilometers depending on your location, because if you're flying over a busy town, for example, it's probably gonna be way less than that as well. So under ideal conditions, you should be able to get up to 6 kilometers away with the drone and still be able to see the footage on your phone. You can also see the drone's location on the map, and of course that's going to be helpful mostly if you're flying further away from yourself. You can't really see the drone with your own eyes, but you can easily open the map and then you can see where the drone is located and where you're located, and then you can fly it back towards yourself. You're going to be able to see the live view, so whatever the drone sees, you're going to be able to see that on your phone. And you can also switch in between the video mode and picture taking mode. These are a few pictures that I took with this drone over the past couple of days, so nice and sharp pictures as well. The drone also has some intelligent flying features, also known as Quickshots. So you have like a pull away mode, you have a rocket mode, you have a circle mode, you have a spiral mode, and a boomerang mode. So you basically select the subject, you basically select yourself, and then the drone will do kind of like a circle or will pull away depending on the flying mode that you've selected. Now, keep in mind that this drone doesn't have obstacle avoidance, so be aware where you're gonna be flying those modes, because if there are any trees, if there are any electrical lines, any buildings, the drone may hit those if they're in the drone's way, basically whenever it's doing a circle or whatever mode you've chosen. So be aware of your surroundings. It doesn't have obstacle avoidance, and if there is something in its way, it will crash into it because it doesn't actually see that there is an obstacle in its way. So be aware of that. So to quickly conclude this video, for a budget-friendly drone, I feel that this does quite well. The footage from it, the 4K at 30 frames per second footage from it is nice and crisp. Now, of course, you're gonna have to fly during the day. I don't actually recommend flying any drone at night. During the day, it does great. The footage is nice and crisp. It's also quite steady, and I was quite impressed by that. And the drone also does good even if it's windy out. I wasn't expecting it to do that good when it's windy out, because here it does get quite windy at times. So for a budget-friendly drone, it does get really close to those DJI drones that are more expensive. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.